and why, and what are the consequences. I personally need, in general, understand all the details, and I need proofs. It's important for me. But lots of people, for them, all the science behind, all the numbers, all the tests, it's too much information. Sometimes they are overwhelmed. And the best way how to introduce our great concept are stories, because it's easy to understand. And also for the people, it's easy to see the benefits, because this is why they are listening to us. They need to find benefits for themselves. And if you give them lots of studies, lots of numbers, they will be lost. So give them some stories. And today it will be about one story. It's my story, as Sasha said, because it's also story behind, and it's about my son. And then I will tell you why this story is also important for you, because you can use it. So this is my son, Vitek. We have 3 kids. This is the 3rd one. And when he was 5 years old, he was diagnosed with ADHD syndrome, concentration disorder, delay of speech. It means in his age of 5, he was able to say like 2 words. That was maximum. He was not able to speak. Maybe a little bit understand, but not speak. Also, mild cerebral palsy. So half of the body was not working well. You can imagine he started to run and he fell down. He was not able to keep the pencil with the fingers, but only with full hand, because his coordination was really bad. And they told us that he will never do any kind of sport. That is not possible with this diagnosis, because kids with this diagnosis never do any sports. And the 3rd one was mild mental retardation. It means that in his age of 5, his mental age was 2.5. And they told us that that will never change, that his mental age always will be just 50% of his real age. And when he will be 9 years old, the mental age will stop definitely. So they also told us that he will never attend the regular school. Maybe he will never speak. And on the other side, they told us that in general, his body is working great. He is in good condition. And we only need to find a way how to live with, because there is no way how to improve this kind of problems. It's proven. It's proven by thousands of kids with the same problems. So they only said, what is the experience, what the traditional medicine is saying and proving all the time. So you can imagine how we felt. That was really bad feeling. But we were looking for a solution. We start to look for and try too many medicine, herbs and products, and no results are coming. Maybe just for short time, small results. That was everything. And we were 1 year searching for some solution with no results. We thought that it's a long time. Today, I know that searching for a solution just 1 year, it's a really short time, because there are people who are searching for all life, 10 years, 20 years, with no results. Then we met this opportunity and we tested Vitek. This is his first test result. It's really bad. His omega-6, omega-3 ratio is 39.2 to 1, and his omega-3 index is only 2%. His cell membrane fluidity, it's 20 to 1. It means that his body is not able to absorb the vitamins, mineral, and what needs for the good life. And this is the result of the kid when doctor said that his body is working good, that there is nothing to improve, nothing to heal. This is the result. Later, when I showed this test result, his doctor, he was really surprised. This result scared us a lot. But on the other side, when you know what's really wrong, you get hope. Because if you know what's wrong, you have to chance to change it. And Zinzino offered solution. Okay, it was one of the many solutions we have heard about, we have tried. So it was just another one. And we couldn't lose, we could only win. We like that it's test-based. We like that is 100% natural. But on the other side, we were scared because Vitek's neurologist told us, please take omega-3 supplements because it's really important for brain and for everything. So this result came after 6 months of taking the best omega-3 on the market. This is the second test made after 5 months. You can see huge improvement. So we could confirm that in his body, there are lots of changes. And it is important because I like the proofs. But of course, as a parent, you need to see some improvement also in his behavior. And we saw it. You can see how he was behaving just 6 months later. He was able to speak, even use the short sentences. He was able to run without falling. He was able to sleep all the nights. And before this time, he was going wet every night, and it stopped immediately. He was able to work with puzzles, like 20, 30 minutes. And his anxiety and irritability has gone. So from the child with always bad mood, started to become child full of positive energy and sun. After 1 year, we got again to psychologists because it's mandatory. And you can see the results. He was at that time 7 years old, and the psychologist measured that his mental age is 5.7. He improved in many areas, and the psychologist give us recommendation that Vitek would be able to attend the regular school. That was like science fiction for us because we didn't expect it. Also, the psychologists were totally confused. How is possible? Because it was for the first time in his life he saw such case. But she didn't ask what happened. Also, that time was Vitek able to do lots of sport activities. During the winter, he started to down skiing. He was able to run. And I remember this exactly when it was his 7th birthday. he started to ride bicycle by himself. Before he tried, he had the small circles around and he was driving like this because it was really difficult for concentration. Later, I put the stick behind the bicycle and was running behind him. And when he was 7 years, so just that day, he was really going fast and I couldn't run, so I let him. And he went. Then he stopped, turned around, saw me behind, and he was the happiest child you could see. So the story continues because we saw the changes, but still he was far away from the kids with his age. He started to visit the regular school with such nice results. In February 2020, the schools were closed in our country due to the COVID pandemic situation. And I say, I'm happy for this, because what's happened, we started to teach him at home. And we recognize that he knows more than he should know. I call the teacher and say, oh, he knows this in mathematics and in this Czech language. And she said, oh, father, slow down, slow down. You are too ambitious. Don't push him forward. We have some plan and we follow the plan and there is no other way. Okay, I stand behind and say, okay, okay. But later, in the end of the June, when the school year finished in our country, she did some exercise with him and she confirmed that he is overperforming his study plan. She was surprised, but that was true. So he also used the assistant at school who helps him go for the lessons. But there are some kind of topics he is able to work together with the class. And some topics which he is behind. Here you can see his test results because we test him on regular basis, which is really important. And you can see the improvement. You can also see that it took more or less 2 years to bring him in balance. And thanks to the regular testing, we were able to change the dosage we provided to him. And this is really important because your body is changing. And only thanks to the regular testing, you can focus what's happening. You can change it and you can get the results faster. So today, when somebody asks me, okay, give me this great product, I want it. I always say first, so let's do the test. Because without the test, I don't know where we start. Without the next test, I don't know where we move to. So it's really important. And you can really increase the speed of the change when you will test regularly. And we follow this way and we test him every 6 months. It's a year later, we have proof from the school and from the psychologists that he overperforms his study program by 30 to 40%, which, by the way, brings lots of problems to the teacher and to the assistant, because they need to do different preparation, they need to find new books, and they don't like it. Because to have plan and follow the plan is really easy for them. But we have quite a nice relationship now, and they understand that we are not, let's say, the average parents. And he again was in a psychological check, and there are some areas that he reached the level of the kids with his age. Still, there are areas he is behind. I don't know if once he really became normal kid regarding his mental age. But the progress he did for the last 4 years, it's amazing. In the beginning, I couldn't expect such a progress. If somebody told me that the progress will be like 20%, I would be really happy parent. So now he is inspiring lots of people, and this is his last test. And for you just to understand is, bring somebody to balance is the goal number one. Because when your body is in balance, it can work and recover, because it's really, our body is really clever. We just need to bring the environment, which is nature, for the body. And the second goal, which is even more important, to keep the balance. You need to keep it as long as possible. So I couldn't imagine that I would stop to give him this balance oil, because still he has lots of problems with food. He doesn't like fruits, he doesn't like vegetable. Yeah, so it's really difficult to eat healthily. Who has kids? He knows what I'm talking about. They like it or they don't like it, nothing between. And this is the last update. And he reached another level because he was able to start drive go-kart, which is really difficult. Who have already tried, you know that the wheel is really heavy. And for his brain concentration to drive such car, we just wanted to try it. He wanted to try it because his brother, he went there and he wanted to try it. So my wife, she didn't agree. She was afraid, but we did it and he did it. And he is a really good fighter, and he is my inspiration. He is why I wake up every day and why I'm doing what I am doing. And why I'm telling you this story? Because this story is not so much about my son. This story is about the concept, because very often people listen from doctors. Oh, you are here and you will take the pills till the end of the life, and we will be happy if we will be stabilized. Or they hear, oh, there is no cure, we can't help you. You will take these 10 pills every day and maybe you will live a little bit longer. So there are lots of proofs that with lots of healthy problems, people will not get better. And we broke the rules. And doesn't matter what are the Vitek's problem. What matters is that we improve his cell membranes. We improve his body, how it's working, what is able to absorb. And it can be a solution for everybody, because everybody has the cells. Everybody can change it. And doesn't matter how old are you, doesn't matter what is your health problems. We have lots of stories and lots of proofs that it works for everybody. For example, for my parents. My dad, he's now 80. And he always had problems with high pressure, with cholesterol, with arthrosis. he was diagnosed diabetes 2. Now he is completely fine. He's not taking pills. His doctor told him, "Oh, Mr. Brožek, your results looks like a 50 years old healthy man. How is possible?" So it doesn't matter who you are and how you live. We can improve. And this is why you can use the story, because the stories are for people easy to understand what is behind. It's necessary to find the story, craft the story, and tell the story. And here is where to find the stories, because it's always difficult, especially when you are on the beginning, on the start line. You don't have your own stories, but we have lots of. Here you can see the support page where you can find lots of testimonials. And it's not good to see, but there you can switch to many languages. So you can send it to your potential customers. You can read it in your language. There are stories of children, there are stories of adult people. And the stories are not that balance oil help them, because by the legislation, it is not possible to say, because supplements will not heal you. But you can always see there that in the beginning, the test result was like 20-1. Later then was 3-1. And what is the difference between? So you can use it. And you can also see how it's important, the testing. Also, there are lots of stories with your uplines. Ask your uplines. We have stories from different countries. I'm sure that today there is no diagnosis where we don't have any stories behind. It cannot be published everywhere, so you need to ask. So ask your uplines and you will get the answer. Or maybe you have your story, why you joined Zinzino. Maybe your friend improved, that's why you joined. Maybe you have your own story, that's why you became partner. And of course, when you have customers, they have lots of stories. But just one reminder, it happens to me many times. My customer come and say, okay, I have this problem. And after 6 months, he told me, okay, I don't need this balance oil anymore. I didn't see any progress. I say, really? Oh. And what's happened? I remember you told me that you can't sleep and you have problem to run because last 5 years your knee is always with some inflammation. And so, oh yes, you're right. They forget the bad things, they forget. So it's always good if you make some small notes, because these bad things your head will not keep anymore. And people feel good and they think, okay, all is fine, and everything is forgotten. So ask your customers, make a note, and you will get lots of stories in short time, believe me. And you will be amazed how you can help people, how you can change their lives. And this is much better. I used to work for big multinational companies. We had great results. I work in recruitment. We help many people find jobs. So it was a good feeling for me. I was changing the lives of people as well, but this is completely different. And you will see when once a week or once a month call you some parent, oh, look, my child started to talk or start to run or can sleep after many years all the night. So that's amazing inspiration also for myself. It gives me energy. So you will feel really amazing. And telling the stories, it's not a talent. So don't be afraid. It's a skill. And this skill can be practiced and mastered. So I will show you some tips how to find the stories, and you will have them lots of. Then try to tell it. If you will not try it, you will not be mastered. And don't be afraid. Tell the stories how you feel it's like, and you will master soon, because you will see what the people want to listen to. So my time is over. I hope that the story was inspiration for you, what's possible, and that I gave you some clue how to work with the stories, because the stories sell and will help you to start your business, will help you to inspire other people, because this is the easiest ways. Thank you so much and enjoy the day here.